Jain students, due to the crisis which is come in our country, that is coronavirus, now we are doing a work from home, studying from home, lecture from home. Okay, we'll show for the nation and the world that in anything come in our nation, it doesn't hamper our daily routine works. So this is also one of the part, a home lecture which should not hamper by the it is made by the intention that should not hamper your academics activities. That is what the intention of our honorable principal and the HOD and all the staffs of MMSC. For that reason we are going to prepare a lecture on your subject, that is metal casting and welding. Okay, so already we have covered the model number 1 in our class. Okay, and related for that all the materials and the assignment is given in the class. Now today today I am going to prepare on the video lecture on model number 2, that is melting and metal mold casting method, the melting furnaces. Okay, so in this model number 2, the melting furnaces and metal mold casting method, there are two chapters. One is melting furnace and another one is casting using the metal molds. Now in the furnace you can see that there are the classification of furnace, gas fired, pit furnace, resistance furnace, coreless induction furnace, electrical arc furnace, and construction features and working principle of the couple of furnace. This is one of the very important furnace in this module, that is on couple of furnace. Now so far you have studied regarding the patterns, casting molds, how the molds should be prepared, core related, how the core is been prepared, which types of materials are being used, what are the additives to be used, what are the binders to be used, and the classification of manufacturing furnaces. So far you have studied regarding to this all things. Now you are prepared, you have much more knowledge how the sand mold can be prepared from the first module. Okay, now in the second module what you are going to study, that in that molten sand mold, okay, the raw material is required, that is nothing but the molten metal which is to be poured in that mold cavity. So molten metal means what? The melted metal. How the metal is to be melt? There should be some instrument or some of the things is been used to melt the metal. Yes, that is called as a furnace. So these are the furnace which are being used for melting the different types of metals, that are materials. Okay, and this furnace works on the different types of working principles that we are going to study in the model number 2. Then in the second part, what is the casting using the metal molds. So far you have studied in the model number 1 the mold prepared by the different types of sands with the help of the patterns. But in this model number 2, that is in the second part, there is a metal mold you are going to be used for making a casting. Okay, the mold which is prepared by the metal or the different types of dyes and different types of methods are been there by using the metal mold for making a casting purpose. Okay students, so we'll start with the model number 2, that is a melting furnace.